Party popper, let's go. Coco Gauff shocks. The world in Wuhan final. Flex bicep. Medium dark skin tone trophy fire. Team. USA's rising star. The neon lights of Wuhan glimmered, but inside the Michelob, Ultra Arena, all eyes were fixed on one. Name, Coco Gauff, the American teenager. Turn phenom had already carved a path through the tournament like a lightning strike, precise, relentless, and dazzling as she stepped onto hardcore for the Wuhan Open final. Fans erupted in chants. Let's Joe. Measured. No theatrics, no unnecessary movements. Her composure spoke louder than the roar of the crowd. Across the net stood Jasmine Polini, Italy's fiery star whose journey to the final mirrored Coco's in grit and determination. But tonight, it wasn't just a match. It was a statement, a defining moment in the rise of Team USA's next big tennis icon. From team prodigy to WDA titan, Coco Gauff's journey began under bright lights. Long before she reached Wuhan, she stunned the tennis world at Wimbledon 2019, defeating Venus Williams in her very first main draw match at just 15 years old. From that moment, the narrative of young American prodigy shifted into one of rapidly maturing elite athlete. Over the next 6 years, Gauff's growth wasn't just in skill, but in mental fortitude. While many young talents stumbled under the weight of expectation, she refined her game, expanded her forehand, sharpening her serve, and developing an almost instinctive court sense that rivals seasoned veterans. It's amazing to watch her evolve, said Brad Gilbert, Gauff's longtime coach. She's no longer chasing others' shadows. She's defining her own path. Her record in 2025 leading into Wuhan reflected that evolution. WTA 10,000 finals reached 4 wins, 53 losses, 9 hardcore dominant 17 match win streak entering the final. This wasn't a flash in the pan, it was a player in full ascent, quietly rewriting the narrative of women's tennis. The road to Wuhan, the Wuhan Open's path to glory, was anything but simple. Coco faced multiple high-ranked opponents before even reaching the final round. 2 Dev Zhang Shui 6-2, 6-3 round 3 Def Laura Sejan 6-0, 6-3 quarterfinal Def Jessica Pegula 7-5, 6-4 semifinal Def Arena Sabalenka 6-4, 7-6. Each match showcased a different layer of her game. Against Bula, Coco displayed mental toughness, saving 3 break points in the pivotal 5th game. Against Sabalenka, she showed strategic versatility, blending aggressive baseline play with surgical net approaches. By the time she reached the final, analysts were unanimous. Coco Gauff wasn't just a rising star. She was a force of nature. The finalists face off. Jasmine Polini arrived in the final as the underdog, but her campaign had been no less impressive. Known for her aggressive baseline play and impeccable footwork, she had already toppled several top 10 players to reach the stage. For Polini, the final represented Italy's chance to shine on the WDA 1000 stage. For Gauff, it was a test of consistency under pressure and the final proving ground of her 2025 campaign. The contrast between the two players was clear. Penny fiery, reactive, impulsive, Gauff calm, deliberate, precise. Coco's calm is dangerous. Penny said before the match, she doesn't just play tennis, she controls the game. It was a battle of fire versus focus, energy versus composure. The opening set, the first set, began with both players probing the other's weaknesses. Polini attacked Coco's backhand, attempting sharp angles and sudden shifts. Coco responded with consistent depth and lateral coverage, keeping Penny stretched across the baseline. Midway through the set, a rally lasting 18 Shots defined the tone. Coco slid, lunged, and countered Polini's aggressive forehand with precise cross-court winner. The Italian raced back, attempting a drop shot only for Coco to anticipate, sprint forward, and execute a perfectly timed volley. The crowd erupted. The scoreboard showed 4-3 in favor of Coco, but the true story was a command over tempo. By the end of the set, she closed at 6-4, breaking Pini's serve at the critical ninth game. Calm under fire. The second set was where Coco's trademark composure became undeniable. Pini came out swinging, breaking serve early to lead 2-1. But Coco's calmness wasn't just demeanor, it was strategy. She adapted. Her serve placement targeted Polini's weaker backhand and mixed in drop shots that forced the Italian into awkward positions. By 4-2, the momentum had shifted. Coco's unforced errors remained low, her first serve percentage high, and her footwork impeccable. Each point seemed calculated, the hallmark of a player whose mental evolution had matured fully. She's like watching a masterclass in composure, commented ESPN analyst Mary Jo Fernandez. Every movement, every shot feels intentional. Key stats. Coco's final performance was a statistical marvel. She didn't just win. She dominated efficiently, converting pressure into precision. The numbers underscored what everyone watching could see. Coco's calm approach translated directly into championship-level tennis, the championship point. The final game of the second set was a study in tension and focus. At 5-2, Coco had championship point. The rally stretched to 14 shots. Polini attempted to force an error with sharp cross-court forehand. Coco anticipated, countered with a deep backhand down the line, and finished with a crisp forehand volley. The ball bounced. Game match title. Coco didn't scream. She didn't collapse. She simply raised her arms and acknowledged the crowd. Calm, collected, victorious. Winning isn't about fireworks, she said. Post-match, it's about doing what you've trained for. Consistently, calmly, confidently. Legacy in motion. This Wuhan Open victory marked Gauff's fourth WTA 1000 title, making her one of the youngest Americans to reach such a milestone, her 10th career title, solidifying her position as a mainstay in the top 5 rankings. Another step toward world number 1, proving she can maintain peak performance under high pressure situations. Comparisons to Serena and Venus Williams are inevitable, but Coco's journey is distinct, less flamboyant, more strategic, deeply calculated, a reflection of her modern discipline, approach to tennis, off-court influence. Coco's impact extends beyond the court. As a Team USA ambassador, she inspires young athletes, advocates for mental health, and emphasizes education and resilience. Fans and media reaction. Immediately after the final, social media exploded. Coco, smiling face with sunglasses trophy, hashtag when open team. USA's queen, calm, collected, unstoppable. She's a future women's tennis. Mark my words. Media outlets across the globe highlighted her performance not just as a victory, but as proof of her evolution into a complete athlete. Coco Gauff is redefining what it means to dominate without chaos, wrote the New York Times. Sports section. Quotes from the final. Coco Gauff. I stayed focused, trusted my training, and played point by point. That's what calm looks like. Jasmine. Pini. Coco didn't just play. She controlled every moment. You have to respect that. Brad Gilbert, coach. This is a Coco who can go all the way. Mentally, physically, emotionally. What this means for Team USA? Gauff's Wuhan Victory strengthens her position as Team USA's brightest rising star, carrying the torch of American dominance on the WTA Tour. Thank you for watching. Please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next